Welcome everyone to Track Talk inside Formula One. This is Nitin Balaji. In today's episode, we explore the journey of one of Formula One's most favorite icons, Sebastian Vettel. Strap in as he raced through time, exploring the life of this fan favorite. Sebastian Vettel was born on July 3, 1987 in Heppenheim, West Germany. Vettel began karting at the age of 3 and began racing in kart series in 1995 at the age of 8. He was accepted into the Red Bull Junior team in 1998 and won various titles such as the Junior Monaco Kart Cup in 2001. Vettel was promoted to open-wheel cars in 2003 and was given a chance by Derek Walker to test a Renault Motorsport Champ car in a 2-day private test at the Homestead Miami Speedway. A year later, he won the 2004 Formula BMW ADC Championship with 18 victories from 20 races. Vettel was promoted to test driver for BMW Sauber in 2006 and participated in the 2006 Formula 3 Euro Series, finishing as runner-up. He also competed in the 2006 Formula Renault 3.5 Series, where he finished first and second at Misano in his first 2 races. In the next round at Spa, his finger was almost sliced off by flying debris following an accident, and he was expected to be out for several weeks. Nevertheless, he managed to compete in the 2006 Masters of Formula 3 at Zandvoort the following weekend, where he finished in 6th place. Vettel competed in the 2007 Formula Renault 3.5 Series and took his first win at the Nürburgring. He led the championship when he was called up permanently by the BMW Sauber Formula 1 team at just the age of 19. Vettel became BMW Sauber's 3rd driver at the 2006 Turkish Grand Prix when former incumbent Robert Kubica replaced Jacques Villeneuve as 2nd driver for the 2006 Hungarian Grand Prix. On his testing debut, Vettel set the fastest time in the second Friday free practice. Vettel became the then youngest Formula 1 driver to participate in the Grand Prix weekend at 19 years and 53 days. He also set the record for the fastest time of collecting a fine in his first 9 seconds into his career, as Vettel exceeded the pit lane speed limit on the way to the track. Probably not a record he is most proud of. In the second testing session at the 2006 Italian Grand Prix, he set the fastest time in both Friday practice sessions. Vettel was confirmed as BMW's test driver for 2007, following Kubica's crash at the 2007 Canadian Grand Prix. Vettel was named his replacement at the 2007 United States Grand Prix. He started in 7th position and finished in 8th to become the then youngest driver to score a point in Formula 1. BMW released him in July 2007 to join Red Bull's Scuderia Toro Rosso, replacing Scott Speed from the 2007 Hungarian Grand Prix onwards. As Vettel was already under contract to Red Bull Racing, it was also announced that he would drive for Toro Rosso in 2007 alongside Sebastian Vettel. In the rain-affected Japanese Grand Prix at Fuji, Vettel worked his way up to 3rd behind Lewis Hamilton and Red Bull Racing's Mark Webber, and seemed to be on course for his and the team's maiden podium finish. However, Vettel sadly crashed into Webber under the safety car conditioning, forcing both cars to retire. Vettel finished a career best 4th a week later at the Chinese Grand Prix, having started 17th on the grid while in mixed conditions. He is tipped by the Red Bull owner as one of the sport's big future stars. Vettel is one of the young guys with extraordinary potential. He is fast, he is intelligent, and he is very interested in the technical side. At the wet Italian Grand Prix, Vettel became the youngest driver in history to win a Formula 1 Grand Prix, aged 21 years and 74 days. He led for the majority of the Grand Prix and crossed the finish line 12.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. It would also be Toro Rosso's only win. Early in the weekend, he had already become the youngest pole sitter. Toro Rosso team boss Jared Berger said, as he proved today, he can win races, but he's gonna win the World Championships. He's a cool guy. Vettel's unexpected win at the 2008 Grand Prix led the media to dub him the Baby Schumi. He was not just dubbed this for his nationality, but also because of his driving style, his concentration, and the hands-on role he plays behind the scenes with his teams of engineers. Vettel played down the comparison, stating he wanted to be the new Vettel. Nevertheless, the similarities were marked. Like Schumacher, Vettel grew up in a small town with an everyday background. Schumacher's father is a bricklayer and Vettel's is a carpenter. Both had their first taste of racing at the Kerpen karting track near Cologne, not far from the Nürburgring. Vettel began driving in his garden, lapping the garden many times before he could legally take to the roads, and said his passion for cars was nurtured by watching Schumacher compete. At the start of the 2009 season, Vettel replaced the retired David Coulthard at Red Bull Racing. He began strongly at the Australian Grand Prix, running in second for the majority of the race. However, a clash with Robert Kubica over second place in the latter stages forced both to retire. He went on to take pole position in the race win at Chinese Grand Prix, Red Bull Racing's maiden pole and win. Further wins followed in Great Britain, Japan, and Abu Dhabi. He won the Japanese Grand Prix from pole position, leading every lap. Vettel won the inaugural Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the first ever day-night race, to finish second in the World Drivers' Championship standings behind Jenson Button in the brilliant Brawn. Vettel took the first pole position of the 2010 season at the Bahrain Grand Prix. He led most of the race, but sadly, as a result of spark plug failure, Vettel finished in 4th place. This wouldn't deter Vettel, and in Monaco, Vettel made it a Red Bull 1-2, with him second and a Red Bull first. Both were equal in points in the standings, with Red Bull first based on total wins. At the Turkish Grand Prix, Vettel was running second behind Webber when he made a passing move on his teammate. The two collided, putting Vettel out of the race, with neither driver accepting responsibility for the collision. This wasn't the only highlight of these two teammates' rivalry. At the British Grand Prix, both Vettel and Webber's cars were fitted with a new front wing design. Vettel's wing was damaged in third practice session. Team principal Christian Horner made the decision to remove the new front wing from Webber's car and give it to Vettel. This prompted an angry outburst from the Australian, with fans believing that Red Bull had robbed Webber for the sake of favoring Vettel, particularly following the aftermath of the collision in Istanbul. Red Bull's dominance continued that season, a 1-2 finish at the Brazilian Grand Prix, securing Red Bull Racing's first World Constructors' Championship. Vettel went into the final race of the season in Abu Dhabi with a 15-point deficit to Alonso and a 7-point gap to Webber. Vettel won the Grand Prix from a pole to become the youngest World Drivers' Champion. Vettel started the 2011 season with wins in Australia and Malaysia. In Monaco, Vettel was forced to fit the soft tires for an astonishing 56 laps and still managed to fend off Fernando Alonso and Jenson Button to win the prestigious Monaco GP. Absolute GOAT moves. Vettel continued the 2011 season with superb form, winning 11 Grand Prix and easily becoming the 2011 World Champion. Vettel started the 2012 season with a second place at the Australian Grand Prix. Vettel picked up a few wins during the season, but coming into the last race in Brazil, the title was still undecided. Vettel began with a 13-point lead in the standings, but soon quickly tumbled down the order after an early incident. This wouldn't deter Vettel, as he made his way back up to 6th place to win the championship by 3 points, becoming the youngest 3-time world champion. Vettel started the first 2 races of the 2013 season on pole position, and at the Malaysian Grand Prix, he lapped over 2.5 seconds faster than teammate Webber in qualifying during a wet session. He won the race, though not without controversy. Vettel ignored the team orders of multi-map 2-1 and passed Webber for the lead. Following wins in Bahrain and Canada, his championship lead was cut at the British Grand Prix as he was denied a likely win due to a gearbox failure. Vettel bounced back to win his home race in Germany for the first time. After he finished 3rd in Hungary, Vettel won the last 9 races of the season, including Grand Slams in Singapore and Korea. Vettel set the then record for the most consecutive race wins with 9, and he became the only 3rd man after Alberto Ascari and Jim Clark to take consecutive Grand Slams. He sealed his 4th world title at the Indian Grand Prix. After winning his 4th world title, Vettel created one of the most iconic celebrations by kneeling and praying to his dominant car. 2015 wasn't the best season for Vettel, as reliability issues plagued him and his new teammate Daniel Ricciardo. He finished off the year becoming the first defending champion to fail to win a race during a season since Jacques Villeneuve in 1998. In October, Red Bull had announced that Vettel would be leaving the team at the end of the season to join Scuderia Ferrari, 1 year before his contract was due to expire. Vettel replaced Alonso and partnered his friend Kimi Räikkönen. Vettel came home second in the Italian Grand Prix, his first race with Ferrari at the team's home soil. He then took his first pole with the team at the Singapore Grand Prix, Ferrari's first pole for 3 years. Vettel went on to win the race, and with Hamilton retiring, he closed to within 49 points with 7 races remaining. Vettel ended the season in 3rd place. However, with 3 wins and 13 podiums, he declared the season as a miracle. After a 3rd place finish at the 2016 Australian Grand Prix, Vettel's participation in Bahrain ended without starting as his car broke down on the formation lap. At the Chinese Grand Prix, Vettel collided with teammate Räikkönen on the first lap, but both were able to continue. He blamed Red Bull driver Daniel Kvyat for the collision, labeling him a torpedo. Although he achieved 7 podium finishes during the season, Vettel did not win any races in 2016. Vettel went into the 2017 season with a chance at the title, even winning a few races. Still, Vettel was unable to gain that 5th title and had to settle for runner-up to Lewis Hamilton. The 2018 season was dubbed the Fight for Five by the media, as for the first time in Formula One history, 2 quadruple world champions lined up for the start of the season. This season, Vettel actually posed a real and possible threat to Lewis for the title. The title swung both ways, but after a series of poor performances and mistakes, Vettel was sadly denied a 5th title. 2018 would be the closest Vettel would get to the title, as he saw 2019 and 2020 become a run of poor performances. He finished 5th in 2019 and an absolutely gut-wrenching 13th with only 33 points in 2020. 2021 saw Vettel replace Sergio Perez at Aston Martin. At the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, Vettel claimed the team's first podium. Vettel also earned another podium in Hungary, but that was heartbreakingly taken away after his car failed to provide the 1-liter sample of fuel required. As a fan favorite, Vettel hasn't left the world of F1 after his retirement. Vettel continues his activism for a greener future. As a 4-time world champion, Vettel uses his mass fan base to promote various greener solutions for racing. His most notable movement is the Race Without Trace, an initiative that promotes racing with synthetic fuels rather than conventional ones in an effort to reduce CO2 emissions. Just recently, he got all the F1 drivers together at the 2023 Japanese Grand Prix to create mini insect hotels at Turn 2 at Suzuka. That's all for today, and thank you for joining me at Track Talk inside Formula One. Until next time, keep your engines revving, and remember, like Sebastian Vettel, we must always do whatever we can to promote change, no matter our status. Stay safe and tune in to our next episode.